Ever wanted to get started in the world of comic collecting but didn't know where to start? Well, back in the late 80s, Marvel had an answer to that problem with their ultimate beginner's guide to comic collecting. Introducing the official Marvel comic book collector's kit. Hi everyone and welcome to Still Only 35 Cents, your regular dose of vintage comics and collectibles. For this one, I'm revealing something pretty special. The 1989 official Marvel comic collector's kit from Collectors Marketing Corp. But before we get started, if you're new to the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button and ringing the notification bell for future videos just like this one. The Marvel collector kits from the late 80s and early 90s are fondly remembered and really built to help make you a collector, not just give you comics, but all the tools you needed to start in the comic collecting hobby as well. It was really quite generous looking back, packed with 15 random Marvel comics from 1989, as well as the now iconic and highly sought after red coloured short box featuring a unique design with Spider-Man by Romita, Captain America and Hulk by Sal Buscema, Wolverine by Arthur Adams on the sides, and the Fantastic Four by John Buscema on the lid. It also included an exclusive poster too, as well as 25 comic bags, crucially teaching new collectors preservation right from the start, although sadly they omitted including backing boards, which would have been useful for preservation and storage. Finally, there were two key books, All About Collecting Comics, an 8-page intro guide by Steve Saffel with art by huge comic book artists of the time like Todd McFarlane and John Byrne, as well as a condensed Overstreet price guide, Comic Collecting, a Valuation guide by Robert M. Overstreet. This kit really hammered home the idea that comics might be valuable, not just giving you those comics, it was teaching you the how, storage, protection, and valuation basics. An incredibly comprehensive intro kit for back in the day. Essentially, the whole collector's ecosystem in a box. It really shifted comics from just cheap fun to something more, something to cherish, maybe even invest in, legitimizing the hobby for a lot of people. Fast forward just 1 year and things changed a little when Marvel released the scaled back 1990 kit. Now featuring only 5 comics instead of the original 15, these were now explicitly listed as miscellaneous, random and out of print titles. In addition, they reduced the amount of protector bags too, from the original 25 to just 10. Again, omitting supplying backing boards with the kit. Outside of that, the kit was still very similar, including a new, unique, smaller short box, this time in green, featuring Spider-Man by John Romita Sr. on the lid, as well as Hulk and Captain America by Sal Buscema and Wolverine by Art Adams on the side. Again, it also included the All About Collecting Comic Books booklet, and an updated 1990 version of Comic Book Collecting, a Valuation guide by Robert M. Overstreet. The market was booming at the time, so the fact the booklet and the price guide stayed is telling, nurturing that collector mentality, even though it featured fewer actual comics in the box. The nostalgia for these collector kits is huge, not only for those uniquely guaranteed collector items like the now legendary short boxes, but also the thrill of the hunt as well. You see, the comics included weren't always from the year the kit came out, so you could potentially find some older stuff mixed in. There were persistent rumours about Marvel seeding some of the kits with valuable early back issues like Amazing Spider-Man, Iron Man and Journey into Mystery. But how much is rumour and how much is fact? While maybe finding an Amazing Fantasy 15 is probably wishful thinking, there are confirmed finds like Silver Age Namor issues. More specifically, for the 1990 kit, it's confirmed to often contain the first print of New Mutants 87, Cable's first appearance. Now that's a serious score, with that book worth hundreds of dollars depending on grade. So with that, let's take a look at the 1989 official Marvel Collector's Kit that I recently obtained, unbox it, and see what books I managed to score. So here it is, folks. This is the official Marvel Comic Book Collector's Kit back from 1989. As you can see here, beautifully presenting, in really good shape too. Has a whole bunch of different comic books. I'm pretty sure we're not going to get any of these in here, but very good to see them showcasing a lot of great titles from the Fantastic Four, Captain America, Incredible Hulk, and Amazing Spider-Man, with Hulk and Spider-Man on the front cover. Complete contents listed on the back of box, and also inside featuring 15 out-of-print Marvel comic books. Let's check out the rest of the box. Turn it over. There you go. On the back here, so you get a list. When Marvel first published these comics, the cover price for all three was 49 cents. So you can see here a copy of Fantastic Four number 11. We've got X-Men 94, the first in title of the new X-Men, and a classic Amazing Fantasy issue 15, the first appearance of Spider-Man. Today's current catalogue price is $2,550 back in 1989. What will the 15 comic books you get in this kit be worth in years to come? I wouldn't be surprised if they were not greatly valuable, but we'll see when we finally get into the box. That $2,550 valuation is from the Overstreet price guide, based on mint condition. On the right, we have the official Marvel Comic Book Collector's Kit contents. We've got the 15 out-of-print Marvel comics with a retail value of at least $15. A giant full-colour art poster, retail value of $9.99. We've got the comic storage box with that unique artwork, valued at $9. How to collect comics, retail value of $1.50. The Overstreet comic book price guide, retail value $1.50, and those 25 comic book protector bags. If purchased separately, total contents of this kit is a $39.99 value. So, without further ado, shall we crack this thing open and see what we have inside? So here we have that aforementioned comic book storage box. Great illustration on this and highly sought after. You can see the lid here with the Fantastic Four and those great illustrations by Sal Buscema, John Romita Sr. and Arthur Adams. Fabulous stuff. Where are the items stored within? There's my collection of comic books. There's my bags. What else do we have in here? Stored very gingerly, taking these out. There's our poster. Our All About Collecting Comics guide. And our comic book collecting by Robert M. Overstreet. Let's just take these out. We'll pop this here. Leave the comics there. Here's our 25 comic bags. We'll set those aside and take a look at All About Collecting Comics. This is a cover by Paul Ryan and inked by Tom Palmer, with Namor on the front and the rest of the heroes, the Wasp, Spider-Man, She-Hulk, Nightcrawler and Wolverine, checking out sunken hidden comic book treasures. And here we have a brief history of comics, the rationale for collecting comics, how to identify a comic book, what to collect, where to find them, where to buy and sell, market values, how to find those out, referring to things like the Overstreet comic book price guide, tips and tricks on how to keep them safe. Interestingly, they talk about keeping them straight and bagging them. No mention of boards here, which is interesting. And then to close us out, a glossary of terms with the X-Men at the bottom. Set that aside. Here's that fabulous poster with various characters from various artists. Would have been on many a person's wall. Great CMC logo alongside 1989 Marvel Entertainment. Great stuff that. Let's set that aside. The aforementioned Comic Collecting Evaluation Guide by Robert M. Overstreet. And essentially a tiny version of the Overstreet price guide from 1989. It's a great little item to have to help inform you of the prices at the time of some of these books. As a bit of a joke, let's have a quick look at some of the great keys. We have Conan the Barbarian issue 1, a high-grade near-mint copy back in 1989 would have set you back $185. Let's have a look at Fantastic Four number 1, shall we? Fantastic Four issue 1 would have set you back $7,200 for a near mint copy. So great little snapshot of just how much, if you'd have invested at that time, what these key books would have cost. It's great to flick through this and see a snapshot of all these great books and how much they were worth at the time. But let's see what books we managed to secure in our little batch of comics. Let's see if I can open this up. Take these out. Not expecting anything big here, folks. But let's see what 90s goodness we got. An Amazing Spider-Man issue 354. Hulk issue 406 newsstand. A Silver Surfer issue 58 direct edition. Mark Spector Moon Knight issue 1, the special edition. Ghost Rider 37. Amazing Spider-Man issue 352. Captain America issue 373. A copy of Doom 2099 issue 3. Beautiful fall goodness, The Secret Defenders issue 1 featuring Doctor Strange, Spider-Woman, Nomad, Wolverine and Darkhawk in that beautiful foil cover. Uncanny X-Men issue 299. Spectacular Spider-Man issue 172. X Factor 94. Death's Head 2 issue 5. Marvel Comics Presents 91. And to close us off, a copy of Wonder Man issue 2. So all in all, a little bit of a bust, but still great to be able to open this up and share with you this great set of books and collector's kit. So that's it. I really hoped you enjoyed this nostalgic trip down memory lane with this now iconic collector's kit, revealing its unique contents, the guides, even if I missed out on those potential rare finds. I'd love to hear your thoughts about this great starter kit, and what's that unexpected thing from your comic book past that holds immense unquantifiable value for you. We've just launched channel memberships here on Still Only 35 Cents. For just $2.99 US a month, you can join the other price variant members to gain access to exclusive member-only videos and live shows. All the proceeds raised from memberships will be going to the Hero Initiative. And with that, thanks as always for watching, take care of yourselves, and we'll see you next issue. Don't forget to check out other great videos, as well as follow us on Instagram, Facebook and X. We also host a weekly live stream, the Merry Monday Mail Call Show, every Monday morning at 7:30 AM Australian Eastern Time. Enough said.